Yeah, I think I am. Okay, I am live. What's up, y'all? We doing something new. I'm gonna just go live now when I see a movie. I'm not gonna wait, and do the whole and I know it's been a while because I haven't made a video in like in a month. We're gonna do that. Okay. Yeah. All right, what's up, y'all? Just on my couch talking. I am on my couch talking. Okay, let's talk about Michael. Um, this movie. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I saw all the reviews. I saw all the reviews. People I really respect, people's opinions that I really take into consideration when I'm watching a movie, and I just knew, okay, this is not gonna be good off the back with the reviews, and also the trailer gave the energy of, oh, this is just like a concert movie or something. This is just a concert movie. So I'm going in with all that in my head. Like, it's a concert movie. Critics are killing it. I'm not excited. It feels like a chore to watch this. But then the movie starts, and I gotta say, they swept me up for a second. I was in it. Um, and I feel like this movie, there's a lot to cover in Michael Jackson's life, but I not that I forgot, but I forgot. I, I forgot's not the word, but how amazing the Jackson Five's music is. Like, they have some really amazing records, and there's a moment where they meet Barry Gordy, and they're at Motown, and they're recording, and like, you and I must make a pact. And I was just like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson is like a huge, huge deal. Like, big, big deal. Um, to the point where I've kind of felt the chills. That's when I was like, oh man, like, this music is so special. This music is so iconic. This music is so good that it got a reaction out of me, because I was just like, oh shit. Like, I felt the tingling on my skin, the hair in the back of my neck standing up, because I haven't heard this music this loud, just in your face, and you're like, wow, this is beautiful. And even Barry going like, nah, this kid is different. And then I was just, then I'm in my head like, man, Michael Jackson, one of one talent. He's a one of one talent. And at first, I was saying the first 10 minutes, this movie has promise. First 10 minutes, it is like, okay, this is pretty good. I'm not mad at it. Especially the scene which got a real good crowd reaction. It got a reaction out of me too. But when they do two shows in one night, and they get home, they're like, woo, like, we're tired. And the father, Joe Jackson, which I gotta give, um, what's his name? Coleman Domingo some credit. He was like, tired. Yeah, y'all gotta still work. Let's go. We were not there yet. We are not there yet. So Coleman Domingo is like, let's go, let's go. And Michael's like, hey, we did good. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, what? Takes off his belt, starts spanking young Michael Jackson. Then you're like, that's why I thought the movie had the promise of, oh, they're gonna talk about it. Like, this kid was abused. Like, would Michael Jackson be who he is if his father wasn't beating him? I don't know. That's a hard question, and I feel like that's an angle the movie could have took. Like, could he have been like, he had talent, but like, did that talent have to be beat out of him? I don't think so. I don't think it had to be beat out of him, but it was beaten out of him. Like, that's the reality. He was overworked. He was a young kid, and he was treating him like a workhorse. That's the reality of Michael Jackson's life, and even his brothers. they really don't even really give them enough light too, but they all are in this. And after he beats him, he says something with your big nose. When he said that, everyone in the crowd, whoa! I even was me and the lady, this lady next to me. We both were like, oh shit, like that's messed up, and it makes you think like, oh, like this is how they, created this thing with Michael Jackson. Like they created this super talented kid, and he was beat. He was just beat into like, this is what you are. This is what you're gonna be. Um, yeah, that was hard. That was hard. That's the first like 10 minutes that we get this them getting introduced to Motown early at Jackson 5, and the music's good. Like everything's fine. And once he gets older and they go even before Off the Wall, that's when the emptiness of the movie comes in, where it's like, okay, that was it. That only that beginning gave us the tension, gave like, oh shit, like this might be serious. And after that, the movie gets unserious after that because it's just Michael, you know, like, I don't want to say nothing matters in the movie, but you can tell the family, and that's their brother. That's their brother. They didn't want to, put him in a bad light. He already has some really terrible allegations against him. He's gone through some real legal troubles. We know about his substance abuse. Like, Michael Jackson, like any other star and, big superstar, your whole life just gets put in front of the camera, and it kind of sucks. But also how super talented he was and how transcending his music was. Um, I feel like the movie didn't balance that. They just were like, this dude's an angel. Like, how many scenes where it was like Michael being like, I don't understand the hate in the world. I just want to spread love. And, like people are looking at him like, wow, he's an angel. And then it's like, feels like, okay, if someone's like, hey, we need to make a movie about a family member, but like the family made it, this is how it's gonna come out. This is exactly how it's gonna come out, and that's how the movie came out. It came out like, hey, this is what it is, really simple, you know, blase, blase, blah. Yeah, but then I know Anton Fuqua was the director, but there was nothing to be directed. The movie feels like they got the script and we're just like, all right, we're shooting this day, shot it, went home. All right, we're shooting the next thing this day, shot it, went home. But then when all the music scenes happen, where we get like concert doings, music video, the movie has life, and it made me not worry about where movies are going, but also just the reality of sometimes a movie just has to have moments where the audience can clap, where the audience can feel something. And because Michael Jackson's music is so iconic and like literally when you talk about like, oh well, how do you explain pop music? And it's like Michael Jackson. He is the greatest pop artist. He's one of the greatest popular musicians ever. Like period. I don't think we're ever gonna get over that. The scenes in the music when they're playing his music, you're like, yeah, this dude was a baller. Like, is a baller. Like, music is crazy, and to hear it loud, and people were in the crowd. Like, I was tapping my foot, like, okay, like, and it's not like, oh, I listen to Michael Jackson every day. No, and there was definitely a point in my life when I was a kid. It was just like, man, I was obsessed with his music because it's like, man, he's really dope. Like, he really is one of one. There's no other Michael Jackson, and it's like, nope, there is no other Michael Jackson. Um, and then that's where I feel like the music's doing more of the heavy lifting than the filmmaking. That's why I was like, oh, his music is so good that I really didn't care about the filmmaking in those moments because I'm like, yo, his music is just that good. That's just it. Um, yeah. But yeah, every other scene where it's just him talking, and then it was very like that's I watched too many Marvel movies. It's a lot of like Easter egg talking, like when he gets the hair burnt and he's like, I don't want to take medication, these drugs. And then when he's a kid reading Peter Pan, he's like, Peter Pan. He even looks at Peter Pan's nose and is like, Peter Pan, Neverland. Like it's very just like like that scene in Oppenheimer when he puts on the outfit, like how Nolan shot that. It was like, bro, this is like Batman suiting up. Like, what is this? Superhero movies have changed the game in movie making, and it touches this biopic a lot. That's why I was like, you just sometimes, man, I think you just have to make a movie that people can clap. And I'm saying the music is so good to hear it loud and everyone's together, everyone's bobbing their head. Then when the scene would end, everyone's like, everyone's clapping like in the movie. They're clapping. Um, it made me think of Now You See Me, Now You Don't. There's a scene like they finally get the villain. Everyone started clapping. People want those moments. They want those moments of, hey, I just want to clap. And Michael Jackson's music is the ultimate, like, how can you get people clapping? Play Michael Jackson. That's how you get people clapping. And the movie does that. The movie does that. It got people clapping by playing Michael Jackson. Like, yeah, that's it. I mean, just give people something to clap at. And the movie does that. You're clapping. Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Michael. Yeah, I didn't like it, but I totally understand why Janet Jackson said, "Don't put me in this. I want nothing to do with this." And she is nowhere to be found in this film. Like, I was like, damn, they don't even say. And Latoya, it's kind of like she's stuck in the house. And every time we see her, just like she's in the house. Nothing else. The mom, Neil Long, he really didn't do anything. But Colton Domingo is literally just like, it's even a Don King scene. I was like, and it made me think of Christie, and there's a Don King scene in that movie. But at least in this, he doesn't say "only in America." He doesn't say that. But in Christie, he did say that, and I was like, "Yo, cut this off, turn this off." Um, and then it makes you think of like these. We have characters in the American lore. There's characters. Michael Jackson is a character in American lore. Don King's a character in American lore. And like Joe Jackson is a character in American lore. Cause it's like him being this abusive, controlling father is the reason why we have Michael Jackson. That's a sad truth to come to. And the movie tries to do that where they're showing like, Michael wanting to get under his father's control, but I feel like the movie could have did more. I feel like there definitely was more, and they just don't show that. And then how it ends is him doing bad, and then it just ends, and it's like his story continues. Like Michael Jackson will return in the Avengers. I'm not saying like superheroes have like kind of ruined how filmmaking is done because like it's just you get mad. It's like two things you have to do: give people a moment to clap. No, three things: give people a moment to clap, Easter eggs, and leave enough on the plate that people want to come back to it. That is modern blockbuster movie making. Those three things, and if you can get an IP like Michael Jackson and how powerful and big his music is, yeah, it's gonna work 9 times out of 10. And that's why. And I just saw it. I walked out. It was like, oh, this is the biggest opening for a biopic ever. Yeah, it's Michael Jackson. They knew what was gonna happen, and they just had to make the music scenes hit. And I think the movie does that. It made all the music scenes hit, and that's enough to get everyone like, "Ooh, yeah." Other thing that made me really laugh was when they were doing practicing the thing for beating. He had like Crips and Bloods there, and he was just like, "Wait, give me my jacket real quick." And he does that, whoa, that kick move. Everyone, they're like, "Whoa, hold up, that's tight, cuz." Like, low key, LA gotta like they gotta go to Hollywood. Every black person in LA, you need to walk to Hollywood and tell them, "Hey, stop, just stop putting us in movies." Like it's kind of disrespectful. And it was very disrespectful. I found it disrespectful. Um, and a lot of the side actors, like this is the 80s. A lot of people had iPhone face. I feel like they weren't even trying with the background actors. Yeah, a lot. I didn't like the cost, except for Michael. His costuming was good. I was saying they did their job with the main actors of Joe Jackson and Michael. They're fine. Everyone else, I was like, this is I don't really like it. Especially like the crowd. It was like one guy, he looked like he literally just got off work and they were like, yeah, just say, whoa, Michael. Just do that and we're good. That's all we need. We need one shot and they do that. One shot. Yeah, it's yeah. But there's Easter eggs, there's something to clap for, and you leave enough for a sequel. That's modern blockbuster. That is a modern blockbuster. That is it. You do those three things, people are saluting the movie. But me, I'm just like, yeah, this ain't it. I don't really like this. Someone put on Sarat. I'm just kidding. Anyways, it's been a month since I made a video. Last video I made was Sarat, so I'm just gonna like talk now because it's live and why not? Who cares? Yeah, the last movie, wow, was in March, Sarat. So I'm just gonna go through each movie I saw. Okay, so They Will Kill You. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. Zazie Beats is awesome. Also, if Mahalia's in a movie, I'm watching it. You guys don't get it. I'm day one with industry, so if she's in it, I'm watching it. I gotta support her. I think she's a really great actress. And then to see her in this role where she's like the little sister, it's just like, damn. That's why industry's baller, because like she's in that show with a big dick. Like in industry, she's a big dog. And then in this, she's like, I'm the little sister. But in industry, like there's always a scene where she's like, yeah, I cheated to get the information. And her partner's like, you sounded way too happy telling me that. I was like, Harper, Harper, Harper. Yeah, man. But They Will Kill You was dope. Let me go back. They Will Kill You was dope. Then we saw Forbidden Fruits. That was cool. I think that was really cool. Shot in Canada. Shout out to Canada. And shout out to my fiance. She called it. She was like, this is about free people. It has to be. And then I looked it up. The play is about free people, the store. And I was like, okay, that was really there. I think this cast was really good. I definitely wanted more. And also, I saw someone say this, and I was like, I agree. You can't just be like, this is the next cult classic. It's like, no, people decide that. Like, you can't just say it. Then I saw Alpha. It literally me seeing I started itching. There's special effects in here with turning the skin into marble. Oh my god, what and that's always like there's special effects. Sometimes you're like, that's pretty good, but this one, like, I was getting a physical reaction to it, especially when like the sister was picking her brother's back, and like it's not blood, it's like the dust. Oh, what a heart! And then the whole idea of the movie, just like, wow, you wrote this, really dope. Then I saw an indie flick called The Serpent's Skin. Okay, this movie, I really like the premise. Um, I really like what it was saying, what it was doing, but it was the how, the filmmaking. Like there's sound in here that is just like sometimes I didn't know what they were saying, and it was due because of poor sound. It's not like, oh, the writing sucks. The writing does not suck, but the actors were kind of wooden, and this felt like an indie flick. in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, not in a good way. Yeah, I just think the filmmaking could have been a little better. It wasn't. It wasn't good. I didn't have, but I liked the concept. I thought it was really interesting. The Mirror's number three. I'm just saying Mirror. I know it's not that, but it's a German film, so that a bam. That was really good. There's a lot of shots in this film of like the doorway of like the the older mom looking at her through the doorway, and this movie was really well done. And something interesting, after the movie's done, I just like sitting there, you're just like, wow, I really enjoyed that. This woman next to me, because we were talking about something, I was just like, this is complete opposite experience of Surat. I said that, and she was like, and she like sat up and it was like, wait, you saw Surat? I was like, yeah, I just saw it. She was like, oh my god, that movie's crazy. And then we started talking to her, and then she disclosed to us like, hey, like I lost my daughter to suicide, 8 years ago. So like I know this movie was gonna go there, and it went there, but it was like well done, and I was just like, wow. This movie, I'm not gonna say it was a tough watch, but it was like it's a sensitive subject. Like, come on, like we're watching a family trying to cope with the loss of their daughter who committed suicide. That's a hard thing to pill to swallow, and that's why when this woman comes into their life and they try to make her a surrogate for that, but also this is what helps them get over, not get over, but move on, like keep moving forward. Because when someone dies, it's hard to move forward. It's hard to keep going with your life, and this movie does that, and that's why they sit next to her. And she was like, "Hey, I lost my daughter." I was like, "Wow." And she was like, I liked it. She didn't like, I didn't cry. She was being really, but you can tell like this woman been through battles, and that sincerity of that woman talking, telling me that you feel that in the film, that sincerity. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. Then the drama, the drama. I think I just said for the drama, like, hey, art, their art department went crazy. I think this movie was really well shot. Really, the costuming, like every jacket Robert Pattinson's wearing in this movie. Someone said Celtics losing tonight. Look, I'm not talking about the Celtics right now, and we're not losing. We're not the Knicks. We are not the Knicks. I got distracted. But about the drama, and like the drama is not. I kind of hate, like I feel like the movie threw this big rock into the pond, like boom, and we're supposed to see the ripples, but the ripples really nothing happened. It was just like that big drop happens, and then that's it. Yeah. So I didn't like that, but I think the movie's edited really well. I think it's really shot in a really interesting way. They tell the story in a very interesting way, and also the young actress who plays young Zendaya. Oh my god, sheesh, she was really good, like really really good. Look, I'm not talking about Celtics. Okay, I am not talking about Celtics because I know everyone saw that game. You saw Tatum. He went crazy. I was like, yo, this dude tore his Achilles and he's still cooking. Don't ever disrespect Tatum, but I'm gonna go back to the movies. Okay, You, Me, and Tuscany. That was cool. It was actually really funny. They were like the movie did enough that it okay, and be busting all over Tatum tonight. That's crazy. Anyways, um, yeah, what I was talking about. We were talking about, yeah. Oh, you mean Tuscany? Yeah, that movie was funny. It was good. I think it's corny. It's a rom com, but I feel like everyone there was like just doing enough to make it like good. Only my only complaint was like you can tell where it was like a shoddy, that's a shoddy, a shitty sound stage. I wish they just shot it in. I know they did do, but more show Italy and not this like flat coloring. I don't know, make better art decision. I feel like the art department could have done a little more, and I think this movie would have stood out more. But it didn't. It didn't do enough. But I liked it. I had fun. Pride and Prejudice. I find my fiance loves this movie. She always talking about it. I'm always like, look, I'm not watching it unless I'm seeing it in theaters and I can get the real deal of it. Yeah, this movie's really effing good. I was really like, I was laughing, I was enjoying it, and I was just thinking of um, how good the actor, I think is Matthew McFadden, how good he is. He's so good in this role. And it's like his career should be bigger, period. His career should be bigger, full stop. This guy's really good. Like when he walks into the scene and he just he has it. It's hard to know, but he has that that thing of being so sincere on screen that you could even like you just feel it, and especially the scene where it's rating and I love you most ardently. It was a movie party screening at Alamo, so people are like, oh, so excited, but also I got it. I immediately got it. This movie and what it's doing, and he's really good. Even Keira Knightley's really good. Every actor in here is really good, and the story's good. And I was just telling my fiance, like, Europe, these guys are colonizers, but they really understand classism. Like they understand class, but everything else they're just like blind eye. We're exploiting you. Oh, we're doing this. We're doing this all around the world, but classism. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like Judy Dench is in this, and she's barely in it, but she balls out in the short thing she's in. Yeah, this movie's really good, and that scene where he's like walking to her in the sunrise, I believe, is behind him. Sheesh, this movie's good. It's good. It's really good. It's well acted, well directed, well written, art department. And it made me think of, I'm sorry, Wuthering Heights is so bad. That's what makes that movie bad. That it's like our actors have no chemistry. Um, Honestly, they just miscasted. And this was how you find the right person, and the script is good, and how a movie can just all come together, and it feel it. You feel it. You feel the movie. You're like, wow, like it feels good. This feels good. This was a double movie night for me. I went to see with my fiance and her sister Pride and Prejudice, but I had to leave. Like credits roll, bam, I was out. And saw Faces of Death. That was solid. This is another this is an indie flick. Definitely you could tell, but they do things in a way where you have to hide your budget. I don't know how to explain. An indie film has to hide their budget. In this movie, they hide their budget really well, and they do it just enough to make you like, oh wow, this is compelling. It's pretty good, and I like how like, oh, it's Faces of the Death exists in this universe, and it's the guy trying to recreate. And the movie, it rightfully tries to tackle modern internet use, and the whole idea of like there's a line in the movie I kind of didn't like it, but I was also like not mad at it when he's like everyone wants a remake. Some line it was very just like okay, I see what you're trying to do. It works for the most part. Then I saw CD Wide Fever, and this is like this guy in New York, another independent film, but he made another right decision of how do you hide your budget. They shot this on like I think like a VCR digital camera, like something really low quality, so that quality can come out and it's just easier to shoot. And you would need less permits because now if you're shooting around New York, it's just like a handheld. And I think they don't cops and stuff won't really stop you, especially if you're not doing any like heavy stunts or anything. And the sound is pretty well. So like the movie, it comes up coming through. But the real heart of the movie and like the funniest part they had a stand-up comedian. He's like acting like an Uber driver and he's driving and he's just ad-libbing. It's funny. It is funny. It's a funny scene. It's totally just like a guy in his car just yapping, and it works. It works. It's shot well. It's funny. And then there was a Q&A after with the director and one of the comedian there, and it was cool. It's cool. Citywide Fever, pretty cool. Then Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I like this movie. It's completely stupid. It's kind of, I was always saying like I don't mind when you're overindulgent. If you're taking risks, the movie takes risks. Like they are torturing a grandmother in this movie, and it's like, all right, bet. I'm with it. I'm with it. Let's do it. The movie does it, and I didn't mind that. I really had fun with that. So Lee Cronin's Mummy, I like, even though it's the movie's an Exorcist movie. I think I said that on my letterbox. Like, it's literally, a child abduction, demon called Exorcist, and the money. You put it in a blender, and you're like, hey, what do we get? And it works. It really works. Then I saw The Master. It's a movie I always was interested in watching. Never watched outside of One Battle Another. I never watched a Paul Thomas Anderson movie in theaters. So this is like the second movie I watched in theaters of his, and I got it. I got why, One Battle's like that. I got his style a little more. Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman are amazing in this film. Um, this guy's a quirky, pathetic, sex like obsessed guy. He does it really well. Like Joaquin's really, especially that scene on the beat. That's the first time I was like, whoa! Like when he's like, they make a woman on the beat. That he starts like, oh, I'm sleeping with the woman, and he starts fingering the beach thing, and it's like everyone around's like, what the hell? And the next scene he's jerking off. Like the movie is unrelenting in how crazy he is. And also he's talking about a real thing of like this post-war, these guys are coming back from the war, they're drinking torpedo fluid. Like what the, it's insane. And there's a scene where Philip Seymour drinks and he's like, God, like it's a great reaction to, because it's like they're drinking literal poison. Like there's alcoholics, and then whatever they're doing is on 40 times the level. Like they're drinking like shoe shiner. I don't know what it's crazy. But it's really well made. I really like this, and I really enjoy those scenes, especially when like the pig fuck scene. Like I always heard about it, but not to see it in theaters. When he's like, excuse me," and then Phyllis, you can like he gets red. Even when Laura Dern's talking to him, like one of his devout followers of this cult, and she's talking to him, and he's like, "What do you want?" Like he blows up, and then brings it back. It's like a cave. He's this cave that you're enamored with, but every once in a while the monster pokes his head out and it is like and bites you and then goes back in. And then you're like, what the hell was that? This movie does that really well. They're really good. Yeah, The Master, man. That was good. Like if that movie won for Best Picture, I'll be like, I ain't mad. I am not mad. That was really good. And that's where filmmaking's like, I was equating it to like dentistry. I don't know why. Think about teeth. But sometimes you see someone's teeth and they're beautiful. Not because they're white, but because they have a beautiful smile, they have a beautiful spirit. Sometimes film can show that, but also sometimes film can show a decaying tooth, just like a nasty, rotten tooth. And that's what this movie is. It's showing you that, like, man, there was some real rotten people just in America, but they find each other. They're magnets to each other. They will find each other. Yeah, The Master. Wow, really enjoyed it. Then I saw Normal. I was falling asleep. At first, like 30 minutes, I was like, what's going on? I'm about to fall asleep. And then the bank robbery happens. And then the movie kicks up. It's fun. It's really good. I thought it was fun. This like modern Western film. And it really works. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. Especially how Henry Winkler's death in that movie is pretty funny. I did like it. The Christophers. This is just like Steven Soderbergh. I feel like he read the script and was like, "Huh, I can make this," and he made it. Yeah, it's just like a cool little art movie, a movie about art, like about painters and legacy and selling out, whatever that looks like. Oh yeah, the movie's fine. It's just fine. I was just like, yeah, it's a cool little art movie. That's it. That's all I have to say. Um, and then of course Michael. But yeah, this is how it's gonna go on from now on. It's gonna go live because I'm not editing. Like editing takes a while. It's out. It's right now on YouTube. So, you know, expect to see more lives where I'm just, talking. Yeah. Anyways, see you guys next time and peace.